5 curious facts you didn't know about the stories of the Bible. Discover 5 astonishing secrets hidden within the pages of the Bible. Did you know that Noah holds a special place among the patriarchs, or that the famous Tower of Babel had a heavenly purpose? These and other surprising revelations await on an unexpected journey through the most well-known biblical stories. Join us on this fascinating discovery. Number 1. Noah was the 10th and last of the AntiDeluvian Patriarchs. The AntiDeluvian Patriarchs, whose stories are recounted before the narrative of the flood, are figures representing not only longevity, with lives spanning hundreds of years, but also the transmission of wisdom and divine will through the generations. This list of patriarchs begins with Adam, considered the first man created by God, and continues with figures such as Seth, Enosh, Kenan, Mahalalel, Jared, Enoch, Methuselah, Lamech, and finally reaches Noah. Noah, being the 10th of these patriarchs, marks the end of an era in the biblical narrative. His life represents not only the culmination of a long line of antediluvian patriarchs but also the beginning of a new phase in human history. The story of Noah and the ark is fundamentally one of destruction and renewal, symbolizing divine judgment as well as mercy and the promise of a new beginning. Number 2. The story of Noah and the ark spans only 4 chapters of the Bible. The story of Noah and the ark is one of the most recognizable and poignant narratives in the Bible, yet its account is relatively concise, covering only 4 chapters in the book of Genesis. This story, found in chapters 6 to 9, has not only captured the imagination of believers and scholars throughout the centuries but has also transcended the religious realm, influencing various cultures and traditions around the world. In these brief chapters, a critical moment in the biblical narrative is recounted: God's decision to cleanse the earth with a great flood due to the wickedness and corruption of humanity. Noah, noted for his righteousness amidst a lost generation, is chosen by God to ensure the survival of creation. The divine instruction is clear and detailed: build an ark of massive proportions to house his family and pairs of every living species. Despite the magnitude of this story and its profound theological and moral implications, its narrative is remarkably straightforward. The chapters detail the construction of the ark, the arrival of the flood, the period Noah and his kin spend in the ark, and finally, the subsiding of the waters and God's new covenant with humanity and creation, symbolized by the rainbow. Number 3. The Tower of Babel was, according to the Bible, a tower that reached the sky. The Tower of Babel is one of the most fascinating and emblematic accounts in the Bible, found in the book of Genesis. This narrative not only captures the imagination with the image of a tower striving to reach the heavens but also holds deep symbolism and teachings. According to the biblical narrative, after the flood, Noah's descendants dispersed across the earth. Over time, a group of them reached the plain of Shinar, believed to be in the region of Mesopotamia. There, they decided to build a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven. The Tower of Babel was not merely a monument to human engineering and ambition. It also symbolized humanity's desire to make a name for itself and not to be scattered across the earth, as was the divine wish. However, this monumental project carried with it a profound irony. Instead of being a symbol of unity and human achievement, the Tower of Babel became an emblem of division. Seeing the tower, God decided to confuse the languages of the builders, causing them to stop understanding each other. As a result, construction work ceased, and the people dispersed across the earth, speaking different languages. Number 4. Jericho is one of the earliest cities mentioned in the Bible. Jericho holds a distinctive place within the biblical narratives, recognized as one of the earliest cities mentioned in the Bible. This city, steeped in the rich tapestry of ancient history, is notable not only for its early mention in the sacred texts but also for the crucial role it plays in various stories and fundamental teachings. Located in the region of Canaan, near the Jordan River, Jericho is often associated with the Israelite conquest of Canaan under the leadership of Joshua. In the famous account, the walls of Jericho fall after the sound of the trumpets and the clamor of the people, an event that symbolizes divine power and unshakable faith. This narrative not only highlights the strategic importance of the city in antiquity but also offers profound lessons in faith, obedience, and divine intervention in human affairs. The mention of Jericho in the Bible is not limited to the Israelite conquest. The city also appears in the context of other events and biblical figures, underscoring its ongoing relevance throughout different eras. For example, in the New Testament, Jericho is the setting for miracles and teachings of Jesus, including the story of Zacchaeus the tax collector and the healing of a blind man. These events not only enrich the story of Jericho but also reinforce its significance as a place of encounter between the divine and the human, where power and mercy are manifested. From an archaeological and historical perspective, Jericho is equally captivating. Considered one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world, its ruins provide tangible testimony of the distant past, allowing historians and archaeologists to reconstruct the lifestyles, social structures, and cultural practices of ancient civilizations. Number 5. The Book of Esther does not mention the word God even once. The Book of Esther, located in the Old Testament of the Bible, is distinguished by a peculiarity that makes it unique among the sacred texts: the total absence of the word God. This fact stands out not only for its singularity in a religious context but also for the profound message and lessons that can be drawn from its narrative. Esther tells the story of a young Jewish woman who becomes queen of Persia and plays a crucial role in saving her people from genocide. Although the name of God is not explicitly mentioned, the divine presence can be subtly perceived through the actions of the characters and the providential coincidences that lead to the outcome of the story. The absence of the word God in the Book of Esther has been interpreted in various ways by theologians and scholars. Some suggest that this omission may reflect the hidden but omnipresent nature of God in people's lives, acting behind the scenes in human affairs. Others see in this peculiarity a reflection of the situation of the Jews in exile, living in a society where the divine presence was not as evident or openly recognized. Despite this notable omission, the Book of Esther is celebrated and revered, especially during the Jewish festival of Purim. During this celebration, the Book of Esther, known as the Megillah, is read to remember and honor Esther's courage and the miraculous salvation of the Jewish people.